Hello, my name is Will Johanson or Mr. Johanson. I'm the chemistry teacher at UCAS. And I want to just give you some information and stuff to help you helping your students do well in chemistry class. So I'm going to share with you a screen so that you can see some of the stuff that we're doing. So let me open that up. So this is the Canvas page for chemistry. If you go into Canvas, you can look at that. Uh, if you click on the syllabus, you'll kind of see how the course is supposed to go, but I'll just give you kind of an overview of it. So all the material that they're going to need, the text, assignments, where they're going to turn everything in is here on Canvas. And so for each one, there is materials that they can go over. And so this is the syllabus. You can review that and see all the different things that are there. We'll come back to that. But basically, if you come in here to modules, for each section, which we've just finished module 1, you can see that there is a section here that we cover in class. And if you click on that section, any one you do, there'll be a reading part. And if you go to the reading, then it gives you basically all the information they need to know to be able to complete the homework and do the different assignments and get prepared for the test. I'm going to be covering this stuff in class as well, but if they ever miss or they didn't get something or they were confused or you're looking for an answer to something, basically there is a text for the entire unit there on Canvas. Just go to modules, see whichever section they're working on, and when you click on that, it will take you to where you can look at the reading. And it will give you vocabulary and the information you need to be able to complete things. And I'm going to be covering that in class as well. Okay, so through the syllabus, you can see there's different things. They're going to have homework assignments that are always going to be due on Thursdays. There's worksheets that are always due on Fridays. There's discussions that are due on Saturdays. There's labs that we'll do in class that are due on Fridays. And then we'll take some tests. And basically, to help this out, I have made them all due at the same day of every week. So if we come over here to the calendar, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And so you can see for every week, we have homework assignments. Generally, there's 3 or 2, depending on if we're getting finished up with them with a chapter. And so you can see the homeworks are due Thursday. So they have the whole week. We're learning about it. I'm answering questions. I'm instructing. And then Thursday at midnight, they get their homeworks done and turned into me. And then on Friday, we'll either take a test or we'll be doing a lab activity. And so you can see how those are kind of parsed out there. These worksheets, I give the worksheets to each student at the beginning of the week, and we work through and fill in the worksheet throughout the week. So really, if they're in class and engaged, they'll get the worksheet filled out and they just have to submit it with an image through Canvas. That's how they submit it. And they turn it into me and I give them credit for doing it. And so we do the labs in class. They just submit what they did on Canvas. We do the worksheets in class, and then the homework is kind of what they're doing on their own, but I help them throughout the week, answer questions, and do what I can to help them out. I'm available before or after school to also do tutoring and stuff. So if they reach out to me, they can get that done. Occasionally, every unit, you could say we have a discussion, which is really just they read a prompt and respond to that. And that's pretty easy to do. And that's the layout. And so throughout the whole year, Thursdays, homeworks are due. Friday, worksheets and exams and labs are due. And then you have the discussions. And so it's pretty straightforward at when things are due. And so that is to help out a lot. Now, as they're going, you kind of want to know, well, what is it all worth? So going back to the syllabus, you can see that homework is 10%, worksheets are 10%, labs are 20%. And this is all stuff that they should be able to get 100% on. And then we have module tests that we take after each chapter, and that's 30%. And then we'll have a final exam at the end of each semester that's worth 30% as well. And my job is to help prepare them for that. I do 2 days of review to help students get ready for this test. and be ready. So just be aware of that and ask them if they're studying and getting ready for that. Now, one of the things is because they can't redo and retake assignments and tests, what happens if they get behind, you're on vacation, or they get sick, or just, they're just having a bad time in their life? Well, to help out, I'm going to drop the lowest scores. So 4 lowest scores in homework, 4 lowest scores in worksheets, and then I'll drop the lowest lab and the lowest test. And that gives them a chance that if they make a mistake or something happens, they aren't totally sunk. Now, the problem with that, or the thing that's going to make you as a parent a little bit concerned, is you won't see those drops take place until the end of the semester. Usually just a couple weeks before the end of the semester, that's when the drops will actually activate in Aspire. And then you'll see the boost of grade come up as those low scores are dropped. So just be aware of that as your students are working really hard and they're telling you they're doing everything they can, but they're not quite at the grade that you or they want. Just remember that the drops will kick in to help them do that. So just keep working for that, and that should work out pretty good. And so that's kind of how the class goes. We have a pretty good format. We go through it, and I'll help them with these things. Now, if you notice on Aspire, each student is signed up for 2 classes, chemistry and chemistry lab. The chemistry lab is listed as a separate class, but they don't have to do anything different than just come to the class in general. So right here, the Chem 1015 lab course, it's shown as a different course, but what will happen is I'll take all the lab scores that they get throughout this semester, which is worth 20% of their normal grade. I'll just kind of pop that out with some extra labs that we do as well. And I'll give them a scores based on that. It's pretty easy. It's more of a, did you do the lab? Did you participate? It's not too extensive on that side. And so you'll see lab scores going in occasionally throughout the semester. And then at the very end, I grab all the labs they've done specifically for the chemistry class. I move those scores over to the lab class listed on Aspire, and then they get a grade from that. And generally, if they're just participating and doing what they need to, that's going to be an A. So it's not a big worry or something you really need to be concerned about. If they're on top of their things in class, then that grade should turn out pretty much an A and not be that hard at all. But anyway, you can read different things. I talk about when they're due and how you can get ready for them. And basically, they should be starting on Monday after they come to class to start doing the homeworks for the week, giving them a try and doing what they can. Because the homeworks they're set up as quizzes, but they're actually more of just a homework assignment. So they can use notes, they can get people to help them and kind of explain stuff for them. And they end up having 3 tries to do it. And so they need to get started on it early in the week, and they don't have to get it all correct the first try, but that will kind of help them know what they need to study or what they might ask me for help throughout the week. And then they can get all of that done, and they can bring their grades up and have a wonderful experience in chemistry. Hopefully we were able to do quite a bit of, quite a few hands-on labs and have a good time, but also learn the material that UVU and that a typical entry-level chemistry college course would teach. If you have any questions, you can email me at my email, and you can call me, although it's harder for me to answer the phone, so probably an email is better, or just kind of have your students work with me. And I would love to help them and work with them before or after school, or even if they want to, if it's potentially available, they might be able to even have me come. I'll even come to them if they need it and help them during advisory so that they can be successful. But anyway, that's chemistry. It's not super hard, but it is going to be one of their more challenging classes probably this year, but I'll help them along the way. And most students are able to get A's and B's in the class if they're putting in the efforts that they need to. So hopefully that will answer some of your questions and help you know what you can do to help your students. And I hope it's a great year for everybody. So I will see you guys later.